drive, energy coming at you live with another boring week in golf. No way, shit is popping. We've got LIV Golf Mayakoba coming up this week. PGA Tours at Pebble Beach. A big deal has been signed to support the PGA Tour and create a new company, if you will, their first for-profit company in PGA Tour history. And we're going to talk about another move to LIV. Another big name moving over. It's confirmed. Team names are out. An expansion team has been added. And we're going to finish it up with a Fairway or Fore. All right, let's tee it up. Golf news be poppin'. It is almost February, last day of January. It's kind of crazy to think we're already through that much of 2024. Like, I was sick for 3 weeks. I know if you listen to this pod, you've heard about it. You're going to hear about it one more fucking time. But my January was basically a blur. But I'm not sick anymore, and I will never take for granted just waking up and feeling normal again.
Did you ever exactly figure out what you had? Was that a legitimate thing? Did you get medicine?
RSV was the thing. The fucking Flonase that my lady gave me didn't really help, but my immune system finally fought it off.
Do you still have wild shit coming out of your nose?
Yeah, it's not as bad, but I tell you what, that shit felt so good. That was like a peak. That was like a top 3 feeling.
Yeah, I'm honestly considering getting into the nasal rinses. Like, I just want to clear out my sinuses. Because have you ever seen that that meme of one? It's both sides of a highway, and one side's like completely empty, and the other side's in a huge traffic jam.
Oh.
And it was like my nostrils when I'm sleeping. It's like that is completely 100% correct. Like, my right nostril's completely fine, and my left is working at about 10% capacity. So I don't know what the story is there, but I'm about fucking sick of it.
Well, the relieving thing to me right now is that it's not just me, because I don't think I've had 2 nostrils fully open since I was about 13 or 14 years old. No joke. And right now, yeah, left one, nothing. Left
but I feel like it was because you had allergies. Like, your allergies were terrible. I don't know if anybody on the pod knows that, or that listens to the pod, any of our listeners, besides Serbo. I know that you sneezed a million times in front of him.
Yeah, well, my allergies are, deathly bad for golf and for outside. So, I also have some breaking news for you. So I got an email about 10 minutes ago, and my membership waitlist eligibility is over. I am officially have until Friday to become a member at Inverness Golf Club.
Let's go.
Yeah, so...
You know how many times I'm going to be a guest on your... I'm guest. Oh, dude, I'm just going to roll into that pro shop and be like, Spencer Smith, that's me.
Charge it to the account.
So real question, real quick. Do they give you any sort of deal for you being a PGA member or anything?
That I don't think so. So when I emailed them, I definitely threw out I'm a PGA professional. You know, like that was what I started with. I forgot my name, but
that's so sad when that's what you have to like build yourself up with. Like,
well, I worked hard for that. But so here we'll go through a list of what I get. So I think I'm like kind of like scared right now, because like it's one of those things you're waiting for, and then you get the opportunity, and I'm like, now do I do it?
Let's have some transparency here. What's the initiation? What are the fees?
So initiation is, I paid $500 already, and it's an additional $3,500. And then it's
you got that on you, or
I stay strapped, son. Come on. But no, so it's $3,500 additional off the hop, and then it's $552 a month. For me, and that's the gold level, And this is what I get. I get access to golf course and driving range 7 days a week, book my tee times 5 days in advance, access to co-ed members lounge, discounted guest green fees, 2 golf lessons at 25% off. May dabble in that. 2 overnight weekend night stays at the hotel. Dining outlet card with 4 $50 uses, so $200 in that. Complimentary pull cart, and then I do pay $18 per 18 holes if I want to ride for me.
Oh,
But
okay. So
the
you have
thing
to
is,
pay to ride.
yeah, the thing is though, I'm pretty sure. So I just said the gold. I don't know how locked in I am to that, but I'm pretty sure if I told them I wanted to upgrade to the platinum, they wouldn't say no. And basically what that is that's tee time 7 days in advance instead of 5, which I don't think it's going to, like the few times we played out there in general, like I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
But I get same thing, access to the lounge, discounted guest green fees, still 2 overnight weekend stays, still all that. But I get complimentary golf cart, complimentary locker, and bag storage. So I don't know. I kind of want the locker with my name engraved on it. I think that's what I want. And that's an additional.
I think the weird thing is though, like I wouldn't want my clubs in a locker because you and I guess now that you're going to be playing there more often, well, we're going to be playing there more often. But like I would I'm so used to just pulling the clubs out of the trunk and throwing them down in the parking lot, like I'm not.
Oh, no. Hear me out. I have no intention of using the locker. I just want the locker. I have no intention of storing my clubs there unless I'm playing like a 2-day event where I need overnight, and I'm like stumbling out of there at the end.
Honestly, I think, how they say the best things in life are to be buddies with a guy that owns a boat or, a buddy with a beach house or whatever. It's better to have a buddy than it is to own it. I feel like it's better to have a buddy that has a country club membership than it is to actually be a member at a country club. Like, because I basically get all the access. Like, do they put a limit on guest rounds or
I don't know.
I assume I have to be with you.
I have so many questions. But I'm kind of buzzing right now, to be honest, because I'm excited. I might just upgrade to the platinum, not really just for the locker. That's obviously nice, but like if I play, it's an additional $140 a month. So if I play
7 rounds of golf,
7 rounds with a cart. But the other thing is with this I tried out my new kid caddy yesterday on the stroller. Worked pretty well, except my son just fucking didn't cooperate for fuck. He wanted to play, he wanted to cry, he wanted to eat. Finally, when we set the stroller like flat where he could just sit up, he just doesn't like being strapped in. He doesn't like being locked up. He likes to be free.
So the kid caddy worked well, other than the fact that you don't want to bring your kid golfing with you.
Yes, the kid caddy worked well.
You push that stroller out there, and there's just no kid in it, and just your golf clubs.
The kid caddy, great. The kid, not so great.
That's like an up level push cart. Like, imagine all the booze we could put. Like, we could put the booze in the caddy and wrap a blanket around it, so it's like your son's in there, but it's really just bottles of liquor.
Just bottles of Breckenridge Distillery.
Just a bunch of Breckenridge bourbon and vodka, just housing it. I will say real quick story time about Inverness, because I've played there, I think only twice. And the first time I played there was a few falls ago. It was like November. And it was probably like borderline freezing. It was like 35 or 40 degrees, and our dumbasses decided to still go out and do it. And between the 4 of us, we drank a whole 750 of Fireball. And I really didn't even get drunk. No free ads, Fireball. Fuck you. Ruined my night too many times. But we drank so much Fireball and we didn't even really get warm. And I shot like 73 and whooped everyone's asses. Like, I played my ass off, and it was just such a fun round. Like, I feel like when you're playing in those weather rounds, if you're playing well to start, you get really into it and you you kind of hunker down and you try to focus. And I mean, I was drunk, but I can still play golf and drink. Which brings me to another topic that I think we need to discuss real quick. But if you're playing like shit right off the bat and it's cold, I'm just kind of the quitter type that's like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Like, why am I out here? What are we doing?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'm usually like that on any round. If I start playing bad, doesn't matter how fucking nice it is out. If first few holes are bogeys, I'm kind of mentally out.
Oh, a
I'm
couple
kidding.
of bogeys, that's your average start. That's standard.
Couple of bogeys, that's a fucking hot start. You came out of
You're
the
like
gate smoking.
two over through two if I just birdie the fives and try to par the rest. Honestly, it's not bad. Even par is pretty good.
Yeah, and then when you bogey 3, 4, 6, 8, it just kind of snowballs that way.
Isn't it wild how your mentality, like you bogey 2 holes and you're like, oh, I can shoot even, and you like bogey the 3rd hole, you're like, I'm going to shoot 45 on this 9. There's no in between.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
but yeah, so
what I was going to bring up, or yeah, let's finish this, and then I got something else.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk to the wife this evening, see how that goes. But I think it's worth it.
Will you make sure and check what guest fees are for me? Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely going to check on the guest fees. That's going to be one of the first things. Can also upgrade it to a couples membership, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. That has to be a worthwhile investment.
Should we say that you and I are a couple? It'd be an easier split. And then
yeah, if you're going to start paying for half the membership, absolutely.
I would do that. Like, how do they confirm? How could they tell if
we do have the same last name?
Like, are they going to make us kiss in the pro shop to confirm? We actually, funny story, we had a couple of members out at Spring Valley that we would let buy a couple's membership, and they were dudes. And they were both just 40. You remember who these guys were, right?
100%.
And
we only let's for the record here, we were always good at our jobs, despite what some former employers have said. But we allowed this to happen because these guys spent thousands upon thousands of, like, I've never seen somebody just walk in after a shitty round and throw a new driver on the counter at full retail and buy it from a golf shop. So
yeah,
it give and take. So learn business, and don't fucking tell me how to do the job that I was very good at. I'm honest about that. And there's rules are meant to be bent and broken, and you do it for people that also. And then after that, they'd go in the bar and spend another $200 or $300. So
that's what I was gonna say. The bar tab was as much as the golf tab. They and I think one of them ordered like 50 boxes of Pro V1s at a grip one time. Like, I mean, they spent a bunch of money, but anywho, they would confirm that we would sell them a couples membership for the year. And one time I got them all heated because they're big, like macho, 6'5", like 300 pounds, former college football players. Now in
Alabama, 40s. Big Alabama fan.
And I was like, I need to see you guys kiss if I'm going to sell you this couples membership. And they got so fucking worked up. Like one of them wanted to fight me. I'm like, dude, I'm just messing with you. But clearly you got an insecurity going on there. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. But anywho, check on the guest fees for me. Check on what privileges I have at the bar. If you can transfer a night or two of that hotel room, that would be stellar. This isn't your membership. This is our membership.
Yeah, this is turning into a disaster.
But yeah, just inquire, follow up, and give me a bullet pointed list of everything I need to know.
All right, I got you. I'll share a Google Doc with you that you probably won't look at. All right, so let's hop into, or do you have something else before we get to the golf talk?
Yeah, well, so for those of you who don't know who this guy is on TikTok, I'm going to give him a shout out. It's Will Young, correct, Spencer?
Yeah, Will Young, PGA.
So I DM'd him on TikTok as he was following us, and I didn't realize he was, and we weren't following him. So I followed him back and said, what's up, man? Love your work. Cause he does so, like pro shop stuff like we do. So I was like, love your content, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, where are you guys from? And this and that. And he goes, I'm putting together a Whistling Straits trip for a bunch of like golf TikTok dudes in September, like last week of September. And I think Spencer and I are going to be going on it, which would be just an unbelievable golf trip. He said he has a hookup at Erin Hills also. So we might be able to play Erin Hills, Whistling Straits. Hopefully have our boy Mark the Caddy on our bag, double bagging it. I don't know if he'll be able to handle Spencer's bag with 50 balls in it, but we'll have to sort that one out. But I'm just like super stoked. There's nothing better than having a golf trip planned well in advance. And you just have like 6 months. Obviously, you want it to just be there. But at the same time, it's just always something to look forward to.
Yeah, a golf trip is something that you can look forward to for months and I'll go over every shot of that 94 in my head like multiple times. But
and
the
also
scenery,
our content that week is going to be amazing.
content that week will be popping, just like it will be popping next week. So a couple of things we got coming up just in general. Next week, Big Drive Energy Boys will be in Scottsdale, Arizona for the waste management. In the next 2 weeks, we will release our full Big Drive Energy summer tournament schedule. This includes stops in Philadelphia, Chicago, Arizona, and Denver. So all 4 of the all-city locations, we will have golf tournaments for all 4 of them. We're going to release the schedule, the links to sign up. These are a blast. Usually just 4-person scramble. Great sponsors at those events. Great giveaways. We do tee prizes, competitions on the course, the whole bit. So we're going to be releasing that. We're also soon going to be releasing some more merch. Definitely in the Chicago area. We've got a thing of merch on hand that we're about to release here soon. We had them last year, and now they're going to go public. So just a few things on the horizon coming up for us. We're also planning to go to a LIV event at some point this summer, probably in Houston, Texas. Because that's the one that sounds the most fun, obviously. Like who wants to go to fucking Australia or the UK or Nashville?
Why would we go to Houston?
Because it just fits our schedule, bro. You got to fit the schedule.
It's your schedule.
My schedule actually has fucking things on it.
I would go to Nashville.
Yours does not.
Oh, Marissa wants to come produce in Nashville. Did I hear that?
She doesn't want to come to Scottsdale with us, but she can come to Nashville.
Oh, cry me a river.
We'll see how that goes.
She'd rather go to Vegas. We'll just make sure our golf trips are at wonderful party destinations for Marissa, the party.
Yes, because I'm such a partier.
Yeah, that's really what you strike me as.
All right.
But yeah, the Whistling Straits trip sounds unbelievable. So I'm super stoked about it, and just something to look out for later this year from us. We're going to be putting out hopefully a lot of content this summer and just across all platforms.
Across all the platforms. Yep. So let's get into a little bit of the 2024 LIV season. We won't dive too deep because, some people just don't like this shit, which is fair. But it's coming and it's here. So Tyrrell Hatton's announced to be part of Rahm's Legion. Is it Legion 8? Is that the point?
Yes, it's Roman numerals, you dipshit. Have you never seen those before?
Well, some people like XLV, VII, like this is
Are you thinking of like the rapper Quinn 92, Quinn Roman numerals?
Yeah, Quinn XIII or whatever. They don't call him like
XIII.
Whatever. All right. So Legion 8, we'll call it Legion 8. So Jon Rahm actually, there was a statement released behind the brand of Legion 8, which Legion 8 is also the first expansion team in LIV Golf history. Definitely won't be the last, but it's the first expansion franchise, if you will, in LIV Golf history. And quote, pulling from the attributes of proud, determined, and true, Rahm infused his DNA with honesty, emotion, and a sense of togetherness. United under the mantra, together we play, together we conquer. Legion 8 is bred by passion, energized by power, and full of pride. And then Rahm, another quote. I wanted to go down the warrior spirit mythology side for the team's name. The term loyalty is very important to me. I think it embodies the warrior spirit through its decisiveness and ready for battle mindset. During the Roman Empire, there was iconic Legion 8 Gemina, I don't know what a Gemina is, in Caesar's army. They believed in the credo of faithful loyalty. The 8 portion of the name was appealing early in the process as it fit the structure of Captain X and 3 players in the lineup. Oh, so XIII, 8, said Rahm. Plus, we are the 13th team in the league. As for that logo, that was something I was also very passionate about. Soccer team I grew up following, Athletic Bilbao, is called the Lions. It's just a fierce animal that everybody respects and fears at the same time. And Marissa, do you want to pull up real quick the link of all the different team names? We'll go through these real quick. And then I do want to talk a little bit more about Rahm's team and Tyrrell Hatton. So we've got all the LIV rosters up here. We've got the Aces, the Cliques, the Crushers, the Fireballs, the High Flyers, the Ironheads, Legion 8, Majestics, the Range Goats, Ripper GC, Smash, Stinger, and Torque. All right. What's your favorite name?
I think the Range Goats are pretty well. The Majestics, honestly, their logo slaps to me. I like the Fireballs. I like the Ripper GC. I think I can say right off the bat that the worst team names are Stinger, Torque, Clique, Crusher, High Flyer, and Ironheads. That's really fucking lame.
So you're very strong on either loving or hating them. Clearly.
Yeah, I think 4 Aces, Fireballs, Range Goats, Majestics, Ripper, and Legion 8's okay, whatever. It doesn't really go along with the rest of the theme of the team names, but for the most part, I like those. And then you just have absolutely tragically bad, like throwaway teams like that. I didn't even really. I knew these players were on LIV, but I didn't know their teams existed. So.
Yeah, some of the names are pretty tragic, and I'm just not a fan of them. Like, unfortunately, I think Smash GC just kind of sucks, even though it's like the best team and has Brooks and Graham McDowell, major winner after major winner, Taylor Gooch, greatest name in golf, and then Jason Kokrak. But I'm not just. I don't
that
know.
team is stacked. Isn't that the Aces?
What's that?
Isn't what? That's what team is that?
Smash GC.
Oh, okay.
I think one reason I can't get behind all the names is they're very, a lot of them are very European, and it's not that I don't like European names. It's just doesn't resonate with me. Like something like, the let's say Stinger GC, like that seems like a Barcelona FC to me. Like the ones that have like Range Goats, that seems like a team. Maybe that's an American thing, like I said. The 4 Aces, that's kind of like, yeah, you got 4 Aces, including Patrick Reed and Pat Perez and Harold Varner, But like the ones that have like an S, like the Fireballs, great. Crushers, kind of lame, but Cliques, very European. I don't know. I think I just don't resonate with some of them because they don't have a plural.
I think you just have a pea brain for that take. Like I don't think they need to be plural to be a team. Like, is the Avalanche plural?
They are an Avalanche. But they don't have. It's not Avalanche Hockey Club. That's not the team name. It's the Colorado Avalanche.
But I think the end of it's kind of implied. Like, am I wrong to think that? Or nobody calls them Smash GC or Ripper FC or fucking whatever. Like,
well, then do you call them Team Smash? I'd like to be on Team Smash.
Yeah, Team Smash. I'm more on Team Pass than Team Smash, but yeah, a lot of those names are like the marketing team probably could have spent a little more time on that, but you live and you learn.
Yeah, so these are the LIV rosters for the 2024 season.
You're gonna read off the LIV rosters?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit.
You're like, holy shit. every
You already
listener
read
we
the
had
2
is
quote giving us the history of the team name behind John Rahm.
no. I mean that was cool. It's new information. We divulge in new information, and LIV plays at Mayakoba this week, and I think a lot of it. One of the comments actually is kind of funny. I thought these were fast food dipping sauces at first. And then another comment, Cleeks, who the fuck came up with that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't get that one at all.
Why do these look like condiments from McDonald's? People are pretty funny online.
Yeah, it's a dark place on the internet.
All right. Well, let's get into a little more of Tyrrell Hatton joining John Rahm's team. I know that this is obviously a little bit more of a weird format, and you don't necessarily see the guys that are the better players and some aging players in general winning LIV events, but you got to think that Rahm's team immediately becomes the favorite, right? Like they're Vegas Golden Knightsing it as an expansion team, getting all the best players and then coming in and winning LIV 2024. Or do you not see it that way? Do you think there's another team that has, Kieran Vincent and Caleb Surratt? Who knows? But the top two, I think, are definitely the strongest for Legion 8.
I would tend to disagree with you. I think that Brooks's team is right there. You said it's Brooks, Harold Varner.
And I'm also a fucking idiot. It's Legion 13. I've said Legion 8 fucking 4 times. I'm so stupid.
Legion X. If you would have given me the Roman numerals, I could have told you. Isn't it V5?
Yeah, X is a 10. Holy shit. We should maybe just cut the first 30 minutes of this dumb shit. Just kidding. But Legion 13. Last time God. I'll fuck that one up.
Okay, yeah, that's I mean, either way, it's not a great name, but yeah, I was definitely not shocked, but when Tyrrell finally made the jump, like he had legitimately just committed to the waste management not 5 days before that. So it kind of makes you wonder why even commit. And it really does feel like there's a trend of whenever somebody says they're not going to LIV, they immediately go to LIV. So I feel like whoever says next that they're not going is going, because the math ain't mathing on that shit when dudes are saying, oh, I'm not going. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm going. So, I mean, you can't turn down those kinds of dollars. I was shocked though. I mean, Rahm has won significantly more and he's more of a household name, but reportedly, if the numbers are correct, he's made 5 or 6 times what Tyrrell Hatton has made. Which doesn't really math to me either. Like I could see making like twice or 3 times, but you're 6xing Tyrrell Hatton to John Rahm, like, or even 7 or 8. Who knows what they got? But yeah, either way,
Hatton's deal is 50 million euros. So,
I don't know what the conversion rate is right now. You know how bad we are at geography. You expect me to have a conversion rate?
Let me find this out. I think it's like $60 million. Like I think it's flips the other way.
Yeah, I think the US dollar is a little bit stronger, or is it devalued? I don't know how currency works. I just have money and spend money.
So right now, 50 million euros is $54,077,000 as of this current moment, January 31st, 2024.
And I know the US dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar because you get more dollars, you get more Canadian dollars than you get US dollars, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. That ATM at the casino in Vancouver spit out more actual dollars than I anticipated when I pulled it out of my account.
Yeah, that shit was nice. Great night. But yeah, it's going to be weird seeing Tyrrell at LIV. I wonder how these LIV dudes feel about not playing a tournament for, however long, 3-4 months, and then all of a sudden they got back-to-back weeks. They're probably I don't even know what I would compare it to. Like me having a job, like whenever I have to work, I'm like, oh, even though it doesn't happen that often. So yeah, that's kind of what I would almost compare it to. But at the same time, you're going Mexico to Vegas. Those would definitely be 2 weeks that I would want to be a part of.
Yeah, those are 2 back-to-back weeks. A little bit of travel involved, but overall, 2 places that doesn't seem like the worst place in the world to have to play golf 2 weeks in a row. I wonder, obviously they position themselves the right way in going to Vegas for the same week as the Super Bowl, and I do wonder if there's an overall more like if people are going to go, number one, that are already there for the week and they can go check out a professional golf tournament. But I wonder if the appreciation for the league and what it is in general, because like we said, obviously we like LIV. We're not the biggest LIV fans in the world. But once you go, it just changes everything. It changes how you feel about it. The actual experience of it is great. And the experience for the fans is something that we'll actually get into here in a little bit regarding the PGA Tour, more on the TV side. But the experience for a fan, like all the little kids we saw running around doing all the fun games that they had and the setup and the music and everything, like maybe, obviously your older people aren't as excited about it, but from a fan's perspective, like we love the waste management. And I've had a few people that I've talked to the last couple of days that I told them, yeah, I'm going to waste management next weekend. And a guy that doesn't even really like golf, he's like, that's one of the most fun sporting events I've ever been to. And he's been to a lot of different games in a lot of different cities, and just an experience. And not every PGA Tour event can be waste management. I get that. But the more they move to live events and the experiential part of it as a fan, being more like the waste management and less like, there's place for the Masters and there always will be. But to engage the fan consistently, I don't think that's the model they can continue to follow.
Wait, I just need to backtrack. I think you just made up a word. I don't think experiential is a word.
Dude, you're an idiot. It's 100% a word.
Experiential. I've never once heard that word. I don't think it's in the English.
I think I heard it like 3 times in a meeting I had today.
I feel like that person was not speaking English.
Experiential, involving or based on experience and observation. The experiential learning associated with employment is the quote. Wow.
Never
I
heard
can't
that
believe
word
you fucking stopped this podcast to try to call me out on a fucking word that's so clearly a word.
It sounds like it's a word to me that sounds like it should be a word, but it's not.
Okay. I understand that, but
like you're just throwing a suffix on the end of a word and thinking it'll work.
It's most definitely a word though. And I'm going to give you the experiential treatment right now and take you through this, the experience of a LIV golf event. No, we did that already, but yeah, like I just think that the overall time at a LIV event is so much fun and family friendly, and it can't be hated for long. Let me put it that way. If you're an actual fan of golf and going to golf tournaments and what you get when you're at a golf tournament live, I think, it's going to be up there here in the next couple of years with the same. Now, the TV part, let's get into that. So
wait, real quick. Did we, have you seen that quote from Rory that came out yesterday?
Well, that's kind of what I was going to get into. So you want to read it? You got it up?
Yeah, I got it in front of me. His quote was talking about the LIV players and their ability to compete on the PGA Tour with no punishment. I think life's about choices. Guys made choices to go and play LIV. Guys made choices to stay here. If people still have eligibility on this tour and they want to come back and play, or you want to try and do something, let them come back. I mean, I don't think I think it's hard to punish people. I don't think there should be a punishment for. Obviously, I've changed my tune on that because I see where golf is, and I see that having a diminished PGA Tour and a diminished LIV Tour is bad for both parties. It would be much better being together and moving forward together for the good of the game. So I definitely agree with that. And like he said, he's definitely done a bit of a heel turn, a bit of a opinion swap on that. And I think legitimately at the end of the day, as long as golf is putting the fan first, they can't keep doing this two-tour bullshit, They have to have the ability for all the golfers to all the best golfers in the world to play on one tour together. And that doesn't need to be 100% of the tournaments, but they need to figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, well, and so there's actually been a couple of quotes this week regarding the PGA Tour in that aspect. And Colin Morikawa was in the press room yesterday and said, and we're going to quote again, but he said, at this point, quote, but at this point right now where we're at, it's a lot of money that we're playing for, and I'm very thankful to be doing that. But I also see that we need more people to be interested in golf. We need to make golf more intriguing to the viewers. How do we make broadcasting more approachable? How do we make golf shots? How do we see more golf shots at the end of the day, right? And this is something we've talked about on the podcast. And he goes into, we've actually asked ourselves this, and now we kind of get an answer. He said, I turn on golf on a Thursday if I play early, and I turn it on, and I see 3 golf shots and question why. The reason why other sports people pay attention is because you see more. You can probably bet more. People like betting when you can watch it live, not watch it on Shot Tracer. And this is something that it won't happen overnight, but I will, as much as it seems like we're always like deucing on the PGA Tour, I will give them credit for going to ESPN Plus and making, even though every time I go to ESPN Plus and I go to the featured group of a player that I'm watching, it's not him, it's somebody else, or the main feed is a featured group. It's not perfect, not a perfect product, but the idea is there that like a golf tournament starts on a Thursday at 7 a.m. local time, 8 a.m. local time, and normally we're not watching it till 2 or 3 in the afternoon, the actual coverage. And that just can't happen. Can you imagine if every NFL football game you just had fucking the first half was on the radio or some bullshit like you're just watching on your phone as your team drives down the field and scores 2 touchdowns, and then second half comes on. Oh shit, look at this. We got a football game here. It's the second half. Thanks for joining us.
In all honesty, it is funny because everybody hates on the shotgun, and I've poked fun at it on LIV. But at the same time, LIV's coverage of their golf tournaments is so, in my opinion, besides the scoreboard, I'm talking more about what they actually put on TV. It's such a better product television-wise than the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour's look is a little more sleek, a little bit more minimalist. LIV is a little bit more loud. But at the end of the day, LIV is getting all the golf shots back to back. They're not, spending 30 seconds on a dude that's marking a ball and talking about him. They're jumping shot to shot to shot, and that's the kind of action-packed sports event that people want to watch on TV. So obviously the PGA Tour is not going to go to a shotgun, but there's got to be some way to, like, with this new investment, like you said, making the broadcast better, because they obviously need to get more eyeballs on it if they're going to make money on this product that they're putting out.
100%. And before we talk about the tour making money, let's talk about us and you out there listening making money with Bet365, our favorite place to bet on golf. If you're in a state that has Bet365, download that app, use the code ALLCITY in all caps. You can choose between betting $5 and getting $150 in bonus bets, or getting a $1,000 free bet safety net. So you get a $1,000 free shot, essentially. If you lose that, you get another shot with that same amount of money on a different bet. We use Bet365 to bet on the golf. And Marissa, if you want to pull up our picks for this week, we can throw them out there real quick. So on the Bet365 app, it allows you to bet the each ways by just clicking one button. So these are our picks this week. This is a signature event at Pebble Beach, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. We've seen all 4 PGA Tour events this year won by quote-unquote long shots. The fields haven't been quite as stacked as this one will be. Rory's coming back. You got Scotty Scheffler in the field, of course. But I'm going with Brandon Wu at plus 12,500. That is not a typo. He actually finished second here last year. So, the plus 12,500 would be something else. But I will take a top 10 from our guy, Brandon Wu. And then I just left this guy from last week. He played like dog shit. I don't anticipate him to play like dog shit again. Jason Day at plus 2,800. And then a guy that's competed here twice, and he's my one and done pick, which I didn't think it all the way through because it's a signature event. So this is the one where like there's a lot more money into this event, and that's how my one and done league is like scored, is by money that the player wins. So these events are a little more important to choose maybe one of your horses. But Bo Hostler at plus 3,500, he finished, I believe, in the top 10 last week with a great Sunday. He always seems like a guy that never really is in it Thursday, Friday, makes the cut, and then all of a sudden on Sunday you see him kind of vaulting up the leaderboard. So Bo Hostler is plus 3,500 at bet 365. Mitchell, your picks?
So I got the California kid, Patrick Cantlay. I mean, I've got three kind of horses, I would say. Tommy Fleetwood has never won on the PGA Tour, but he's playing great golf right now. Tony Finau, always hitting it that long is never a bad thing on a golf course like Pebble where it's windy and you got to control your ball flight. So I got Patrick Cantlay plus 1,200, Tony Finau plus 2,200, and Tommy Fleetwood plus 2,500.
I love that. I love that you're just going back to the Tommy Fleetwood well, even though he's never won on the tour. I mean, it's like one of those where you can't be not on him when he finally does, and we've had 3 first-time winners already this year, so what's to stop a fourth? Just maybe not Tommy.
I really feel like this could be the week for him.
All right, let's get into I also want to tell you guys about let's get into some whiskey with Breckenridge Distillery. Breckenridge Distillery, you can find it in all 50 states at breckenridgedistillery.com. Most likely also at your local liquor store. Distilled right here by us, or by me right now in Colorado. The distillery itself is an amazing experience. If you ever make it to the mountains of Colorado, make the drive to Breck, check it out. Try some different whiskeys. Their food is phenomenal. Breckenridge Distillery has by far the best whiskey that we've ever had. Now they're dipping into the vodka game a little bit more. They've got Riki seltzers. Everybody's in the seltzer game. But their seltzers are brewed with, or distilled, made, essentially, I don't know what the proper term for a seltzer is, with their own Breck Distillery vodka. So make sure you check it out. Riki Seltzers, Breck Distillery whiskey and vodka is by far the best in the game. Check out BreckenridgeDistillery.com to find out where you can get it. All 50 states, including Alaska and Hawaii. All right, let's talk about this investment and what it means for the PGA Tour. So Jay Monahan, he had a call today with a lot of players. It was a listen-only call. It said, Monday Q Info's tweet, and the quote was like, due to the high volume of whatever, like this will be a listen-only call. So basically what this is doing, as best as I can understand it, is the PGA Tour is creating a new entity called the PGA Tour called PGA Tour Enterprises, which is now a for-profit entity, no longer a 501(c), whatever the fuck that is, 501(c)(b), 3CB, whatever you call it when you give to charity. And Strategic Sports Group is the one investing about the numbers are right around $3 billion into the PGA Tour Enterprises. They are a minority investor, and this will affect PGA Tour, Korn Ferry Tour, and the PGA Tour champions. Jay Monahan, of course, says it's a monumental day for the organization. But the cool thing about this is nearly 200 players will have access to more than $1.5 billion in equity in this new venture. It vests over time and is based on a tiered system that takes into account a player's recent and career achievements, represents a significant shift in how the tour has typically rewarded performance through prize money and bonus programs. So not only is it hopefully going to create a better product on TV, because that's what even a lot of the guys after this statement and this conference call today came out. They said Max Homa had a few good tweets on it in terms of just they want to make more money, so they make the product better, which then makes them more money, which then makes us more money. It's like the circle of money. It's not just hey, we're going to pay you this to play. We're now going to have like a business that you have equity in, like a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good deal all the way around. I mean, ultimately what it should come down to is the viewership winning for this. obviously making golf on TV a better product for all the fans. Like you look at what the NFL has done. I mean, they've somehow managed to continue to grow, even though they're the biggest sport in America by far. They continue to grow in viewership in different ways. Maybe they need to work an angle of getting a PGA Tour player to date Taylor Swift. That would definitely vault numbers up a little bit. But they just need to really figure out like what's going to be best for everybody. Obviously, the players getting equity is awesome, and that's going to be their best way to retain players. Is guys feeling like they're playing for something, bigger than just the paycheck that week. And not to say that that paycheck that week isn't life changing, but at the end of the day, it definitely keeps you in it more long term. That'd be like an employer offering a retirement plan versus not a retirement plan. There's more benefits than actually just the day-to-day paycheck. So I think, I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if anybody else wants to jump to LIV or, eventually if they combine, who the hell knows what's going to happen. Overall good investment. It's just, I'm going to be curious to see where $3 billion goes and see if it actually changes anything about, if we can see a visible change of the PGA Tour from this.
Yeah, well, the one thing that this deal is not is the same deal or connected to anyway the PIF. So this is a completely separate deal from the public investment firm. Jay Monahan did travel to Saudi Arabia to meet with the PIF governor, which I'm not even going to start to pronounce his name and butcher that. But this is a completely separate deal, just another money infuser into the PGA Tour to make the product better for viewers, more money for players, get them to stay. And I really do think, just by kind of logical choice, like with the LIV Golf starting up this week, I don't think we'll hear a lot of rumors in the next couple of months. I don't think, they could probably just add someone if they wanted to, but I think they've kind of hit an actual deadline, unlike the PGA Tour and the PIF of their December 31 deadline that they had, that is now 31 days overdue. But I don't think we'll see a lot of it. And in all reality, like, it's something to talk about in the golf world, and it's not everything in the professional golf world, but definitely a hot button topic. But I'm going to be kind of glad for the rumors to be done, hopefully, and just like now we can just enjoy the golf the rest of the year. And we can just enjoy both tours. We can enjoy the LPGA Tour. We can enjoy the DP World Tour, Korn Ferry Tour, all those events and all these players, and enjoy the stories behind them. The Nick Dunlaps and the Matthew Pavons and stories like that, where it's not about, oh, is this guy going to go take more money or play this tour or where is he at? Like, let's just watch golf and enjoy it for the rest of 2024. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, you're right. It almost felt like free agency a little bit with the NBA or the NFL, where the off season's almost more headline grabbing than when they're actually playing. But yeah, I'm definitely just looking forward to, now the PGA Tour. I really feel like the events in January are nice, but then once you get to Pebble Beach and you get to the Waste Management, I feel like things kind of heat up a little bit on tour, and you kind of get into, who's that. I mean, the Masters is what, just over 2 months away, 2.5 months. So
yeah, the Players, you get kind of in that major mode a little bit when the Players comes up in March. So we're getting there.
Yeah, we're starting to get back into, kind of major championship season, quote unquote. So I'm just really looking forward to, like you said, watching it all unfold. And, this time next year, we could be talking about how everybody on LIV and the PGA Tour are playing in events together. We just don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, and I think it's something for the future. But right now, LIV's got a good roster of players. I think they're trying to legitimize their product more and more every day to the old head golf fan. And I think, no matter what you feel about the up top level and the investment level, that will never, like, some people are just a certain way and will never change. And I have my feelings on that as well. But more, I'm just excited to watch, John Rahm play golf in shorts, Tyrrell Hatton going off in shorts. And you did have a good tweet from our golf account. If you're not following us, make sure to follow us on Twitter, X, at Big Drive Energy. Also on YouTube. If you're listening to this pod, we appreciate it. Give us a rating. But if you're watching on YouTube or you want to tune into the YouTube, do that at Big Drive Energy Golf. Give us a subscription, a subscribe. I don't know how to say that. Just subscribe. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to Big Drive Energy. Thumbs up. Thumbs up it. Get some bubbles going.
Bubbles in the
we
chat.
got him.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
There it is.
Fuck
Give us a like, subscribe on the YouTube channel. All right, we're gonna finish this pod up today with a weekday Wednesday edition of Fairway or Fore. So if you're new, welcome. Fairway or Fore is kind of basically we give two options, and we get like something that happens in our lives or that we do on a day-to-day basis, and then you get to go on and vote either on Instagram or Twitter whether or not you think it's fairway. Like, are you agreeing with us, or is it Fore and we're crazy? I'll start us off this week. So I love my shirt being tucked in. That's just a comfortability thing for me. I'm terrified of my ass crack hanging out any time of the day. And so like my kid, he gets to have like a full onesie with fucking buttons under his grundle, and that tucks his shit in. Like, you put pants on him, that shit's tucked. So Fairway or Fore, should there be more adult onesies like that where you can tuck your shit in and it stays tucked? Because I would personally buy that. I don't like my ass crack hanging out. I don't like my stomach hanging out. I like to be tucked in when I have something on over it. But
so you
Fairway
essentially
or
want to
Fore?
look like a giant baby. I think what you're thinking of is a romper. Marissa, am I correct on this?
That would be a bodysuit.
Oh, okay.
I'm wearing a bodysuit today. It's
Oh, wow.
literally an
Okay.
adult onesie.
I was gonna say, isn't that just like a one-piece swimsuit?
Okay,
with
for men.
clothes on top of it.
Yeah, you just have like the buttons at the bottom, and it like buttons up at the bottom, and then it keeps your shirt tucked in all day.
Yeah.
It buttons like underneath.
Yeah, but like a good bodysuit will have small enough buttons that you don't even notice.
Huh. Yeah, I feel like I've got a few things down there that would definitely notice.
But here's the real
Impede
question,
the
because
buttons.
they have bodysuits that are like, they got full coverage in the back, and then they have bodysuits that don't have any coverage in the back. So are you good with like a onesie thong type things?
No, I don't want my lower back showing either. That's what I'm trying to cover up. My lower back ass crack
If
area.
I saw Spencer in public with a spaghetti strap fucking onesie on with the whole back open, oh my god, I would be pissing myself.
The other thing is like where it is on your like leg, it will go high sometimes. So sometimes your hip is showing. So are you down for that too?
So, dude, it's just not meant for guys. Like, let's just be honest.
Let me also clarify here. This is like for an undershirt. This isn't for, like you could maybe get away with a golf shirt being a onesie because you tuck it in your pants, put a belt on. I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, I don't even know where to fucking go with this. I get what you're saying. From like a muffin top standpoint, like tucking that shit in, especially when you got a hoodie on. One weird thing about tucking your shirt in is your shirt, even if you have a hoodie on, it still feels tight on your body because your shirt's tucked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's an illusion. I was about to say an elliptical. That's definitely not that term that I'm looking for. It's like an illusion where your shirt feels tight, but then you have something loose on over it. But sure, fairway. If you want to wear a fucking onesie, it's a free country. Like, you're just pop a binky in your mouth and one of those little doily hats on your head. You fucking weirdo.
I just want more accessible onesies that I can strap under my fucking shit and lock my shirt in, have no one seeing my ass crack, and then posting it like you do on my fucking birthday when I'm trying to reach for a cord and all of a sudden my ass crack's hanging out and then it's on Instagram.
I got to be real honest. You started that when you took a video over the door of me in a bathroom stall like 6 years ago in Phoenix, and then decided to post that on Instagram. Like, the only reason you catch the smoke is because you give the smoke. So just deal with it. And also, I would love to see you completely undress in your onesie to run in the bathroom and take an emergency shit. Like, how does that work?
That would be rough. But
Like, oh, somebody unbutton me. Somebody unbutton my taint. I gotta poop. Like, what the fuck?
that
Okay,
clearly didn't slap like I thought it would. I think it'd be
yeah,
fire.
we'll have to see what the people think. I just am a little bit lost on it. So my fairway Fore, and maybe I just don't understand the infrastructure and how that works in the world. But I don't think toll roads should exist. Like, I don't really get why there's certain roads you have to pay to drive on, and then there's other roads that you don't.
I'm actually going to say 4 because I think about this every time I'm driving past someone on a toll, like an express lane, and they're going way slow. And I'm like, see, you fucking peasant. You don't want to pay an extra $2. Sorry. It's
No,
called
I'm not
fucking...
talking about a toll lane. I'm talking about like a toll highway.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that part, fuck it. But like when you,
Like,
when you can,
let the Fores drive. Let everybody drive.
when
Like,
I
you
can
don't.
pay, hey, the poor, we've already discussed this. The poor people in those fucking Nissan Sentras are already flying around all the lanes, anyways. But no, when you give me the chance to access a lane for a little extra convenience and going faster to pay a little more, I'll do it 100 out of 100 times. So, toll
No.
road, maybe I'll say 4, but a toll lane, express lane, all the way in. Give it to me on every street.
No, I totally agree. I'm talking about toll highways, like, that are fully tolled. Like, doesn't the government just own all the roads in America? Like, is there some private equity firm that runs these, like, owns these roads and makes billions of dollars by people driving on them? I guess that just doesn't check out to me. So that's why I'm like, why do I have to pay $5? I remember I was driving through Chicago and I had to pay like $5 to go over one bridge. I'm like, can you imagine how much they probably collect $500,000 a day on that? And is that just bridge maintenance? Like, where does that there's just so much of it that the money that just feels like it disappears. Like, it's really not going anywhere.
Welcome to the real world. That's what it is. Everybody's got money
I know, but
and it just disappears.
I don't think toll roads should exist. Toll lanes, express lanes, I'm all about that. I will hop in there. And I still take toll roads. Like, it's not like I'm not standing on business here not taking a toll road, but I just think it's fucking ridiculous and I don't understand why a toll road exists.
All right, that's fair. We'll throw those out in a clip. We put it on a poll on Instagram and X. Make sure you're following us on all the social platforms. Once again, Big Drive Energy on both TikTok, YouTube, Big Drive Energy Golf, and
I thought you
Twitter,
had
X. Dude, X, Twitter, it's just got my brain in a bundle. I want to call it X because that's what it's called. And then we're on Instagram. We're at Big Drive Energy Pod. We appreciate you all tuning in this week. We will be here with an episode for you on Monday, right before we leave for Arizona. Expect a lot of content coming out of our social media next week from Waste Management or Wasted Management. We got a lot of great content ideas for you the whole week. We'll be doing a podcast from Phoenix on Wednesday. Make sure you're tuning in for that. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am and LIV Golf Mayakoba. We'll talk to you next week. Peace.
Peace.